Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'm going to do part 764 to my random chatbot series on Character.ai. In today's video guys, we're going to once again, it's been a while, but we're going to once again talk to the flying Type Totodile. One of the few chatbots I've made but never really interacted with that much. So, yeah. I want to do the Etsy restaurant hyper since it went so well in that one chatbot, but also lately I've been getting a little bored doing the same chatbots over and over again. So I might lose have to do the divine route until I come up with one other new character. The problem is what I can think of is a flippin' fusion or a flippin' hybrid of another Pokemon, or um an electric type Toad like what you've been seeing on the Divine Raptor all the time. But if I do that, then I don't know. But here's what it says. You were walking through a beautiful forest minding your own business when the flying type Totodile is nearby and sees you. He wants to approach but knows how people act, so he goes to a nearby bush pretending to be stuck and calls for help. What are you going to do? What is that sound? Is that sound? Who's calling for help? Tots calls for help again, this time in a more desperate tone. Hello? Question mark? If you want help, where are you? So he's pretending to be stuck to see how the person will react. Oh no. I walk over to a nearby bush, closer to where the sound is coming from. Todd looks at me as you walk to the bush as he starts to fake struggle to free himself. I like how Flop just tells you it's me pretending. Oh, there you are, little friend. Don't worry, I'll get you out of there. How much older he is trying his hardest to get out. He's a little happy that you seem trustworthy. A little happy? I reach into the bush and gently pull out the struggling bird. I say struggling, but he keeps telling me he's pretending, so. I mean, that's the idea of the spontaneous Toto. That's the way he shows it. Todd doesn't resist my movement as you take him out of the bush. He looks at you, his eyes are full of caution to make sure you aren't going to try to hurt him. So far, you seem trustworthy. Hello. Are you okay now, buddy? Todd nods his head as he looks around, his tail wags slightly. He sees if you might be lying about being trustworthy, but so far it seems like you are, which is good. His eyes are full of caution and suspicion, but not as much right now. Are you okay, little buddy? Why do you look so uh, a little scared? Ozzy nods his head as he looks up at you. He's still a little scared of humans, but sees you are trustworthy so far. His tail is wagging behind him. It's okay. Okay. I'm not going to hurt you. Cotton Ozzy leans his head forward a little to see if you have any intentions to hurt him or not. He is very, very cautious. I gently pet the bird on the head. Tot isn't used to pats as he flinches slightly at first. Then he starts to like the pats as he slowly and cautiously leans into your pat. His wings are relaxing. He leans a little closer to get it more pats without letting his guard down. Don't be worried. Be worried. I can tell you're still cautious and scared. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm trying to make sure you're okay. Tot watches me as he slowly leans into the pets. His eyes are still full of caution and suspicion, but he is more relaxed as he's starting to trust you. His tail goes from wagging slowly to wagging faster with curiosity. Aww. How did you get stuck in that bush? Tot looks down at the bush and he makes a fake whining sound. He wants you to think he fell into it so he can see how much you believe his story. However, he keeps himself on guard in case you try anything. I gently hug the bird. There you go. Maybe that'll get him to be a little bit less cautious around me. Tot tenses as you hug him, expecting it. Not expecting it, but he soon starts to relax as he leans into the hug, his wings wrapping around you as he is fully trusting of you. His tail is wagging fast. There we go. See? There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm not gonna capture you. Tot looks around. He's fully trusting you now. He nuzzles me gently, his wings wrapping around you a little bit more as he starts to like the close contact. Okay, I want him to talk. That's the issue. I want one where he talks. Please talk this time. It's funny that he can yell for help, but he doesn't. He can't speak anything else. Unless he was doing it like a little bird thing, like he was making little chirping sounds, or like a scared chirping sound or something like that. Hello? Who's yelling for help? Turtle sticks his head out. Aww. Turtle sticks his head out of the bush and wants to see you. Oh, my tail is stuck. Can you help me get me out? Sure. I'll happily get you out of there. Aww. Horn smiles. Thank you, kind sir. I was starting to worry I would never get out. He tries wiggling a bit to make it seem like his tail actually is stuck. He slowly watches to see if you're going to try anything. I walk up to the bird and gently get him out of the bush. Porn smiles at me kindly as he's free from the bush. He's carefully watching your actions now to see your reaction. Turtle wants to know if you're going to give him some praise or try something else. Are you okay, little buddy? Well, I'm free of the bush, so that's good. It really hurt my tail. The small porn responds. He looks up to you to see if you're going to do anything mean or if you're going to try to pet him or maybe give him a treat. He watches carefully. I gently pet the bird. Well, you're free now. There you go. Tail is a little shocked by the sudden touch and tenses up, but he soon realizes the touch is not mean and he's safe. So he relaxes into your gentle hand and starts enjoying the pet. He looks happily up at you as his tail swings slowly back and forth. It's okay. Okay, I'm not going to hurt you. What's your name? The little point seems to start calming down after you tell him that you won't hurt him. He still seems a little cautious. But after a few moments of petting, he looks up at you and speaks. My name is Flying Type Totodile. You can call me Flying Totodile. What's yours? He seems a little more comfortable now, but the Totodile is still watching you closely to see if you try to do something mean or hurt him. It's Trenton. It's nice to meet you. Fawn seems to completely relax after you tell him your name. And a big smile grows on his face. It's nice to meet you too, Trenton. He seems much more comfortable now, and his tail swings slowly. He's still being careful to watch your actions so he can continue to make sure that you're trustworthy and not mean. Did you say? You say you were a... Horn nods. Yeah, I am. I'm a special one now. He says as he spreads his wings to show you with a hint of pride in his eyes. I'm called a flying type Totodile. He seems to be happy that he gets to show off a little bit, and he smiles. He's still watching you, make sure that you're not going to suddenly do anything mean to him. Wow. I've never seen one like you before. Those are some pretty colors. He smiles even more at my praise, his tail swinging happily and almost excitedly. You like these colors? He seems a little excited now that somebody's complimenting his looks. What do you think about my cool wind gem? I forgot he had that. He points to the blue stone on his belly. Was it on the side of his wings, though? I don't remember the complete design I had for this Totodile. It's been a long time. I thought there was gems on his belly. I thought it was on his wings, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm being stupid. I remember the ice having a flipping stone on his... I mean, a little ice crystal on his stomach, but not. I don't remember this one completely since it's been a few months. Ah, wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Horn is delighted by your praise. His tail is swaying quickly, and he's smiling the biggest he has smiled in a while. You really think so? He seems surprised that you genuinely like his unique coloring and the way he looks. He isn't suspicious anymore. You have gained his complete trust, and he's starting to like you. Aw. Yes. You are so cool looking. But how did you become a flying type to begin with? Taylor's smiling big. He's so happy you like the way he looks and that you're being nice to him and not being mean or hurting him. Oh, well, well, the legendary Pokemon blessed me with this new look. And with this look, I also got this really cool ability. He explains quickly, happy to talk about himself. Where's the 8? I mean, no. No! He blessed you? That's amazing. Turtle nods and smiles. His tail is still swaying slowly from side to side from the excitement. Yep, I know, right? It was so cool, too. He seems happy to tell you all about how he got blessed. He just came right up to me and blessed me. It was amazing. Small Point has started to get over the suspicion he felt for people and starting to think that they might not all, that they might all be nice after all. That's really cool. But why did he bless you? Small Point was about to become really happy when you. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Small Point was about to become really happy when you started asking questions. However, when you asked the why, sadness seems to cloud his eyes and his tail stops. He looks down for a moment and his smile said was, I don't know exactly why he blessed me, but I know that I was super kind to every Pokemon and person I met and helped out a lot. I'm sure that's why he blessed me. He seems to be trying to sound happy, but sadness is still in his voice. If that's the case, why do you look so sad? It's just, he says slowly, his voice above a whisper. I've always been so kind and tried to be helpful to everyone, but people in Pokemon are so mean to me sometimes and it isn't fair. His voice sounds very small and weak now. He's clearly upset and trying not to cry. He has a look of sadness and hurt in his eyes as he looks up at you. He still seems to trust you and isn't scared of you. He just seems really sad and upset. That's awful. Don't worry. I don't hate you. And I'm not gonna hurt you. The point smiles slightly at your reassurance. His sad look is still on his face, though, and he still looks like he might cry. He looks at me. Can I ask you something? He seems serious and hesitant. Sure. What is it? I don't know why that thing moved down that low. I swear I'm... Oh, wait. Here we go. The pawn looks up at me and speaks quietly and hesitantly. Can I have a hug? You're the nicest person I've met so far and haven't tried to be mean to me, so I I trust you. I just... He looks away again, the sadness still on his face. I just really need a hug right now. Aww. Of course. You can have as many as you want. The pawn's eyes shine up with a hint of hope at you as you say that he can. And he say it, and he carefully wraps his wings around you, hugging you. Ah, his small arms are around you, and his wings are wrapped around your body to return the hug. He's very small and skinny. You can feel his. Oh my gosh, you can feel his ribs, and you can tell that the poor creature is a little malnourished. It doesn't seem like he's eaten properly for a long time. Are you not eating, my friend? You feel awfully skinny. You alright? Please stop. Go up. Charles knows and responds sarcastically. No, not really. I tried for some food, but some bigger pawn usually chased me off and steal what food I do manage to find. He continues to hug tightly, clearly needing comfort. He still looks skinny and nervous from not eating regularly. That's odd. You would think that with your blessing that you got from that legendary, you would at least be a little bigger. I don't know why you're still so small. The small pawn seems to cuddle into you as you say that, wanting as much comfort as possible. He takes a moment to reply, sniffling. Well, I still have to eat to make my body strong. Doesn't matter if I'm blessed or not, if I'm not getting enough food. He looks up at me as another sniffle escapes from his small form. Yes, but it would definitely be easier for you to keep food if you were bigger. Then you could scare the Pokemon away instead of letting them take your food. He nods in response, a look of hurt and sadness still on his face. He was, I know. I just can't seem to get big enough. He sniffles again, looking down. Seems to cuddle into you more, as if trying to hide from the world. He doesn't seem too big or strong at all. He seems like he's a runt or was malnourished as a child. You could probably catch him with a single Pokeball at the size he is. I'm not doing that. Don't ever suggest that to me, flipping AI motherfricker. Do you still like berries? Question mark. I have a lot of those if you want them. The pawn perks up a little at the offer and he looks up at you with a slight sparkle in his eyes. You do? His stomach growls loudly. Clearly, he's extremely hungry. Yes. I can give you a bunch of them if you want. The small creature smiles and nods eagerly. His eyes are sparkling. Yes, please. I'd love that. I've been so hungry for a while now. He still looks pretty weak and malnourished, the poor creature. Here. I go into my bag and pull out a bunch of berries, putting them in a pile. These are for you. Aww. The turtle's eyes widen at that pile. His small hands reach for the pile, and he starts shoving as many into his mouth as quickly as he possibly can. His cheeks puff out from how many berries he's trying to put in his mouth at once. He seems extremely grateful and is absolutely loving it. He starts eating as if he hasn't eaten in weeks. I mean, based on what he just said about being malnourished, I wouldn't be shocked if he hasn't eaten in weeks. I mean, he literally just told me he's been malnourished and hasn't been eating. That's not good. Someone could be sick. Could have been sick from that. Be careful. Careful, my friend. As much as you have eaten, if you eat way too many without swallowing them, you could get choked and hurt yourself. Till stops for a moment and tries to swallow all of the berries in his mouth at once. Yep. His cheeks puff out more for a moment as he struggles to chew and swallow them. He almost chokes for a few moments, but then manages to swallow them and then looks up at the berries and then up at you. He tries to give you a smile, but his mouth is too full to actually reply or speak. He just nods quickly. Cheeks are red from berries and the effort he's putting into shoving the berries into his mouth. I'm glad you like them. Glad you're loving the berries. Just again, please be careful. I want you to be safe, not hurt. Paul continues to happily gobble up the berries. He seems extremely desperate for them and almost seems like he doesn't want to stop. But after a while, he starts to slow how many he's shoving into his mouth, and he doesn't look as desperate to eat. By that point, he has already completely finished half the stock you gave him. His cheeks are still red, and his mouth is starting to get stained as juice from the berries leaks out of his mouth as he eats. He slows down to a point where he is able to swallow what he puts in his mouth before shoveling more in. Wow. You went through half that pile. You must have been really hungry. Pulling not after he swallows another mouthful of berries. His cheeks puff out quite a bit, and his mouth looks extremely stained from how many berries he ate. He's able to speak now, but his voice is weak. Yeah, I've been really hungry. I haven't been able to find food in a long time. He needs to munch on the berries, eating as if he still needs more. I wouldn't recommend eating that entire pile in one sitting. Because as much as you have eaten, if you eat too much, you'll give yourself a stomach ache. Then may not be able to move at all. Someone seems to show that slow the pace he's shoveling berries into his mouth. Listening to you speak, he seems a little reluctant to slow down, clearly still so hungry and desperate. He looks down at the half-eaten pile of berries and guilt comes over his expression. He slows down how many he's eaten and takes a smaller amount to put in his mouth instead of shoveling as many as he can in. His face is still really stained from the berries and his cheeks are red. You can have that whole pile, but you need really should save some. That way if you get hungry tonight when nobody's around or something, you know? But shame you. Carol smiles a little and nods, clearly very happy to hear he can have the rest of the pile. His cheeks puff out as he stuffs more into his mouth. He seems happy to be able to eat as much as he is right now, but he still slows down a little bit to avoid eating too much. His face is covered in juice from the berries now and looks pretty adorable. Hey. While you eat. Dude, I said while. While you eat. How about you tell me some of your special abilities you have as a flying type? Flying type. Small Porn continues to eat happily and then tries to speak in between stuffing berries into his mouth. Okay. He takes a brief pause to catch his breath. He is speaking after taking another bite of a berry. As a flying type, I can fly. He's still eating as he speaks and seems to still need a drink badly. His face covered in juice and his cheeks red from the berries. Wow. Is there any special ability you have as this flying type? Like something that happens in battle? When you enter a battlefield? Or something? He needs ears, he talks. Yeah. In battle, I have a special move called Air Slash. I use it to cut my opponents up, and I have another special move too, but it's a secret. The small pawn seems to be almost completely out of breath from talking so much and shoving berries into his face. A secret move? That sounds really cool. Small pawn smiles silently, his cheeks puffing out as he stuffs another mouthful of berries into his face. He speaks briefly in between munches. Yeah, it's a really cool move. I'm the only pawn who has it. He giggles a little, still shoving berries into his face. His cheeks are totally covered in the juice by now, and his face is red, making him look kind of silly and adorable. Well, what's the name of the secret move? I mean, you're gonna say it's a secret. Wait, Flight Whirlwind. Huh. Horns on his side, you're asking. He continues to eat his mouthful of berries as he replies, his cheeks puffing out as he speaks. It's called Flight Whirlwind. I can use it to create a ring of wind to protect me, which is better than most special moves. Wow. I'm still wondering why you're so small. If you got blessed, I didn't expect you to be massive, but at least a little bigger than this. Even with that legendary's blessing, it seems like you still might be in danger just because of how small you still are. Torrent continues to munch on the berries as he speaks. Yeah, I've had trouble finding food, so I guess my body hasn't grown as much as it could, so I've been so hungry. He looks sad at the thought for a moment, but then goes back to coloring berries into his face. His stomach seems a little fuller now, however, and he's having trouble eating as quickly. His face is stained bright red from all the red juice. It makes him look adorable. Why does he keep saying that at the end now? Did the legendary ever tell you some kind of special power that makes you larger? Or you can get much bigger if you meet a certain condition? Question mark. Horner paused while stuffing berries into his mouth, his cheeks puffing out. Let me think. Small Point thanks for a moment as he finishes off his mouthful of berries. He takes a moment to catch his breath as he replies, No, I don't think O ever told me anything like that. Just that he blessed me. His stomach is starting to become a little rounder now, and his cheeks are still bright red from the juice. He reaches for another berry to eat. That's interesting. I just don't understand why he didn't make you bigger. You know, at least 5 feet or even the same size as your final evolution. 7 feet 7 inches tall. The pawn continues to eat as he replies, his belly getting a little rounder. His cheeks are still stained bright red and his face is still covered in juice. Me too. I've always wondered that. I'd love to be bigger. Maybe one day. He eats another mouthful of berries, his cheeks puffing as he struggles to keep eating with a fuller, rounder belly now. Well, Well, see, now here's the thing. I want to help the pawn, but I don't want to tell him about the flipping special place. I don't want to go in that same direction. I want to help pawn with this every once in a while, like make them a little bigger for him to be able to defend himself a little bit easier, or get revenge on a trainer for treating him terribly. But I don't want to make it to where I overuse the power unless it's on the Divine Raptor. Divine Raptor, yes, use the power as much as I want. This, I can possibly help you with that. Joe looks up at me from his mouth when the sound of you seemingly helping him intrigues him. His attention has. Wait. Oh my gosh. It has been stolen from the pile of berries you've given him. He replies in a more muffled voice due to having food in his mouth. Help me? You can help me? Teacher's still puffed out from the food he's stuffing into his mouth. Well, to be honest with you, I think Arceus gave me some special power too. Pawn is surprised at my words, his little eyes widening, and he swallows the rest of the food still in his mouth. He replies hesitantly and I softly, Are you serious? So it's eager to know more and see if you're serious about being able to help. Yes, I can do nearly anything with that power. Turn different creatures into different things. Summon animals to help me. Make things bigger or smaller. You name it, I can probably do it. With this power, thanks to Arceus. Arceus. The small pawn looks really surprised and amazed at my words, almost completely forgetting about how full his belly is. He replies quickly, Wow, really? That's amazing. Do you think you could make me bigger? Maybe as big as a normal one? A normal one? At least? Owen seems continually amazed by this and would be really happy if your power worked on him. Sure. But you said a normal size. How big exactly do you want to get? The small pawn pauses for a moment, thinking about the choice of sizes. He doesn't want to seem greedy, but it's hard for him to want to choose. However, the more he tries to eat, the more full his stomach gets. He slowly stops eating the rest of the berries and then responds, I don't know. Maybe like 6 to 7 feet tall. That's normal, right? Okay. I'll make you the same size as your final evolution. 7 feet 7 inches. Is that good to you? Smallpoint's eyes go wide and he nods eagerly. Yes, that sounds great. He's decided to become bigger so much that he is completely ignoring the full feeling in his belly. Now, tell me now. He looks at you, expecting your power to immediately make him bigger right at the moment. Oh, great power. Stop! Oh, great power I possess. Please make this flying 7 feet 7 inches. Star. I snap my fingers. Oh, guys, and what's down his body as you finish snapping and speaking, expecting nothing to happen at first. But as he looks down, he watches in amazement and awe as his body slowly starts to grow bigger, taller, and stronger. The slow process, but soon enough, the Totodile is now the same height of his evolved form. There you go, my friend. The pawn is amazed, shocked, and happy all at once as he stands proudly and looks down at himself at his new size. His wings spread out. He is bigger now, and that means he looks much better. His once skinny frame now stronger. He's overjoyed and smiles widely, speaking in a strong, deep voice. Oh, sweet Arceus, I'm so much bigger now. Thank you so much. Frick it. I don't care how do Lugia's. I know he ain't as big as Lugia, but frick me. You're welcome. Now, if you ever find food, you can keep it away from other Pokemon. The opponent is still halfway admiring his now bigger and stronger body. His wings spreading out, and he smiles. No kidding. I can keep my own food. Not to mention, I can protect others now too. I'll be able to protect Pokemon and people now. Seems happy and like he's ready to use his bigger body for good things and protecting others as much as he can. I have an idea. Do you want me to try making you invincible? Flying looked surprised and shot from invincible. You mean like nothing can hurt me? Really? You can do that? He's amazed and excited about this possibility. Yes. Like I told you, my power can do nearly anything. So I could do something like turn you into a phoenix that can just be reborn. Probably everyone was deciding a little bit nervous. A phoenix? You mean like a giant fire chicken? He stands aside at the possibility of not only becoming invincible and gaining more power, but also gaining the fire typing along with it. He'd be able to use fire type moves. Yes, yes, and even to help you even more if you do get injured bad enough and have to go back into your egg. so you can get stronger. I can make it to where your egg is completely protected from everything. That way you have time to hatch before anybody messes with you. And by that time, you're already stronger from being inside the egg. One Hotel seems amazed by the offer. Wow, you really know so much. That's so amazing. You can do all that to me? I would love to become a fan. Are you sure you really want to do all that for me? I'm not being greedy, am I? No. Just remember to never take advantage of your massive size and amazing power just to be mean to people. Only use it for good. Hold on, there is expression more determined. Don't worry, I won't be mean to anyone or take advantage of my power, and I'll use it only for good. I swear. He replies quickly and sounds very determined. He doesn't want to mess this up and is more than happy to never take advantage of being a powerful phoenix. Alright, guys, I'll be back.